Hello guys, today we're going to be working with the second part of Unit 8. Yesterday we saw there is and there are. So today we're going to be working with quantifiers, how many and how much. Basically, to use this, we need to know what is a count noun and what is a non-count or uncountable noun. So countable nouns are the nouns that you can count. For example, like 1, 2, 3, 1 apple, 5 oranges, 6 pears. And then the non-countable noun or uncountable nouns are the ones that we cannot count. For example, milk, rice, crime, etc. In this case, we come with the questions how many and how much. Basically, we use how many to talk about countable nouns. For example, are there many restaurants around here? Or how many restaurants are around here? How many apples are there in the fridge? We use how much to talk about non-count nouns. For example, is there much crime? Is there how much rice do we have in the fridge? How much water is there in the fridge? Remember, we are using is there to talk about the non-count and then are there to talk about plural count nouns. And here we have some answers using quantifiers. Yes, there are a lot. There are a few. No, there aren't many. No, there aren't any. No, there are none. Remember that we use many and how many for count nouns. So I can use it for questions and negative sentences like are there many restaurants or no, there aren't many restaurants. Remember, we use any. This we talked about in the previous class. Remember, we use any to talk about when there's no of something. So any, we use it in questions and in negatives. Are there any restaurants? No, there aren't any. No, there are none, indicating that there are 0 restaurants. So how many restaurants are there? There are 10 or 12. Again, how many? Countable nouns. Then we have non-count nouns. Is there much crime? Yes, there's a lot. There's a little. No, there isn't much. No, there isn't any. No, there's none. So as you can see in here, we are using a lot for both countable and not countable nouns. We use a few for countable nouns, but then for non-countable nouns, we will be using a little. Many, we use it for countable nouns, and much for uncountable nouns. Any and none can be used for both countable and non-countable. Here we have this question, how much crime is there? There's a lot of crime. Again, how much being used for non-count nouns. So in here we have this that we also used yesterday. Again, we have how much and how many. And we say that how much is used for uncountable nouns. For example, how much sugar would you like? How much time do we have to finish? We also use how many when you want to know the quantity or amount. How many days are there in January? How many students are in the room? Knowing, again, remembering that we use many for count nouns and we use much for non-count nouns. It's very important that we guys remember this. So this is what we have. We have few, little. We can use few and a few for countable nouns. And we use little and a little for uncountable nouns. When we say not many, it's because there are not enough. When we say some, it's because there's a small amount of what we are asking. Not much, again, is because it's not enough. And some, a small amount. We have much and many. we use much and many mainly for negative sentences and questions. We can use it for positive sentences, but it's not very common. Much is used for uncountable nouns, and many is used for plural countable nouns. Like, there aren't many chairs in the room. I don't have many friends. Do you think many people will go? And we use much for uncountable nouns. I don't have much time. He doesn't need much money. Does it use much electricity? So basically, this is all that we have to remember, is that we use how many for countable nouns. We use many for countable nouns. We use much for non-countable nouns. We use a lot for both. We use a few for countable nouns, and for non-countable nouns we use a little. Again, many for countable noun, much for uncountable nouns, any for countable and uncountable, and none for countable and uncountable. Remember, we went over this. We use any in negative sentences, and in questions we use none. We can use it in positive sentences to indicate that there's zero of something. We use much and many in questions and also in negative sentences. It's not common to have them used in positive sentences. We can use a lot either in questions, negative, or positive sentences. And this is basically it, guys. This is just what we have to remember. In here, you can take a screenshot of this part. I also uploaded this to Teams in case that you need it. But this is basically what we have. It's very important that we guys remember what I just said. We can use few and a few for countable nouns, little and a little for uncountable nouns, much for uncountable nouns, many for countable nouns. And again, we can use much and many usually with questions and negative sentences. Let's go here. Remember that we use any for negative sentences and also for questions. How much, uncountable noun. How many, plural countable noun. And this is it, guys. This is it for today. I hope you guys understood. If not, either way, we will go ahead and discuss this in class. So thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next class. Bye-bye.